Hey guys, Jared here. My buddy Kevin, who you saw in the Playing Dominoes with Trees video, and I rented a firewood processor. Kevin has a large outdoor furnace that eats a lot of wood through the winter, and he made mention that he would like to rent a firewood processor this year to make cutting and splitting the wood that he had up there a lot easier. So I told him, I said, well, if you're thinking about doing that, I'll split it with you and let's just rent it for a weekend, because I have a lot of dead ash trees and other trees that have been down or leaning, and instead of seeing those rot, it would be nice to cut and split those and use that firewood at the campground. So that's what we decided to do. We rented it, went and picked it up yesterday just before they closed, and ran it a little bit last night before we ran out of daylight, and are getting ready to fire it up and run it again here this morning. Unfortunately, we got some rain last night. Looks like pretty good rain, so we got some standing water, so I'm hoping it will dry out a little bit in the next few hours, so I'm not going to start running the tractor around a whole lot so I don't make it too slimy. But I thought it'd be a good time to stop, do a little intro on the machine, show you what it does, show you the different features and everything, and what we've encountered with it so far. But just from a broad overview, you can see that you load the logs. Up here there's 3 leg stanchions that you can load the logs on. You can load logs longer than what I have up there now. They're probably only 6-8 feet maybe. But when we first looked at renting this, we were told it would take a log up to about 20 feet or so, which it would, but it would be hanging out the end. So most of my logs I have cut about that long, but it makes it a little unwieldy loading and tipping and whatnot. So as I've been pulling logs off, I've just been cutting them in half and just throwing the halves up there. Now there's a nice chain that drives the logs forward, and then there's another chain that brings the logs over underneath the chainsaw bar. The orange plastic pulley you see sticking there is just, it's a visual guide to help you get the log length roughly the same each time. It is movable, there are different holes up there, but basically you'll cut it, falls down, splitter, splits through there, and then nice conveyor up, putting it in a pile. And all that firewood over there, and I've even pushed some back behind, that's all that we did last night in just a couple hours or so. Let's do a quick walk around and I'll show you some of this stuff a little closer. So here you can see the chain that actually drives the log forward and then throws it down into where the log would be fed. And then this chain runs down in this valley and takes the logs forward. It's got all little bars and some spikes every so often to help drive it forward. And once you get the log up far enough and you stop it, that is the log clamp. You pull a lever, the log clamp comes down. Once the system recognizes clamping pressure, then the bar will turn on and saw it. Drops down in here, there's a hydraulic ram pushing it through the splitter. Now right now we have the 4-way splitter on, but ours did come with an optional 6-way splitter, which we currently have sitting right here. I need to put it back on the trailer, but I pulled it out. We started with this and we fought and fought and fought. I can't tell you how many times we had to stop the machine and unstick a log because it just would not split it. Firewood at the campground, I really don't care to be too incredibly large. I'd prefer it be a little smaller. So I was hoping to use the 6-way wedge. Yeah, I was looking for some more small, medium pieces, but instead now what we're getting are just large pieces because we can only split it 4 ways. In my opinion, what it appears is that this hydraulic cylinder under here is just incredibly undersized or underpowered to be able to use a 6-way wedge. As I was splitting, if you've ever split ash trees split usually really easy. I mean, even with just a hand maul or a hand axe, it's nice straight grain, splits easy, and it would have trouble splitting just regular, no crotch, no stump, no knot sections of wood 6 ways. So I'm very disappointed about that, but once we've put the 4-way splitter in, it seems to split and handle it much easier. So here's the controls. You can drive your wedge up and down based upon the diameter of your log. Deck forward, deck back. Those are actually the chains here that drive the logs in. Log forward, log back is driving it into the bar. And then if you pull down, saw clamp down. When you pull it down, once again it clamps, saws it, and then you can run your splitter. So there's forward and backwards. So after you saw clamp down, you can actually take both of these and just drive them both forward, and you're unclamping and splitting at the same time. Pull it, ram back, log forward, and start all over again. It takes a little bit of getting used to really get into a good groove, but it's not terrible. And once you get used to it, you can get on a good roll and start making, you know, some good, pretty efficient cuts. There's a little winch up here that raises and lowers the conveyor. And I think that's about it for now. I got a bunch of video of this cutting and splitting already, so I'll add that to the end of this, and if we come up with any more problems or issues, I'll record those and put those in this video as well. That way everybody can get kind of an honest review and see whether or not this is something that would be worth renting for yourself based upon what you're looking to do with it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe. That lets me know you want to keep seeing more videos.